Warning, this video contains heavy opinions and graphic language such as holy shit. And if you just came here to hit the dislike button, go ahead and hit the dislike button now. You have been warned. What's up guys, GODZILLA here, also known as Richard Manzo, and today we're going to be ranting on Godzilla Resurgence. Yes guys, now a few days ago I did make a video titled Why Godzilla Resurgence Will Suck, and in that video I said it's not meant to be a rant, but you know what? I'm tired of it. Now it's meant to be a rant. What's funny though, is that it's less a rant about the movie, and more of a rant about the people who have been, I guess you could say, pestering me these past few days about false accusations. Now the first person I'm going to mention is Jansamy. Now Jansamy, you guys probably don't know him. I know I didn't know him until he made the video about me. But basically he made a rant video about me, just talking about the video I made again, and basically I don't care, you know. He just doesn't know what he's talking about. But he actually did start something, because the next person, GMKZilla 2001, he has been pestering me as well, again saying false things and stuff like that. And also, he even made a poll on Google Plus about me and shared it with the Godzilla community, basically saying if people agree with me or if people hate me, or I don't know. And what do you know? When you share it to a bunch of Toho fanboys, of course they're going to hate me, but actually some people did stick up for me. And that brings me to my next person now, Gojira Fan 98, and apparently he's the moderator of the Godzilla community, so take that as you will. And basically, here's what he said. He threatened me. He said, if you keep up the negativity and baiting, I will suspend you from this community. And you know what? Go right ahead. I don't care. You think you're so powerful, high and mighty. You are the moderator of a Godzilla community. Will you listen to yourself? And also, what is a community? It's called a community for a reason. Because a community is a collective group of people who discuss their opinions, their other opinions, and their diversities. So that's not a community. That's more like a dictatorship. Also, he called me a legendary fanboy, which is completely not true. And what does that mean, by the way? Does that mean that you don't like the legendary Godzilla movie? So what does that mean now? That means that everybody has to love Toho and hate the legendary movie? Why can't there be people who express their opinions and just like the legendary movies more, and the Toho movies not as good? Personally, I love Toho more. I really do. They've been around much longer. They've been doing it. They started Godzilla. Legendary has only had one movie. That movie turned out to be good though. You know why? Because it offered something new that this Godzilla movie does not. Think about it. In the video I even talked about this, how if I wasn't a Godzilla fan and I saw this trailer, there'd be no reason to be excited for it. You know why? Because it's every other Godzilla movie. I was actually talking to my friend Raphael about this, KaijuZilla621, you guys might know him as, but I was talking to him about it, and he said he'd never seen in a Godzilla movie someone have to defuse a nuke, carry it out of a building, and basically sacrifice themselves to save the city. Never seen that in a Godzilla movie. And I know for a fact this movie's not going to do it, but Godzilla 2014 did. Godzilla 2014 also had conspiracies. I've never seen that movie. I'm sure it has been there before. I just can't remember off the top of my head though. It added new monsters too, and it added a new backstory for Godzilla, and it had actual interesting characters that the Godzilla movies lack. It offers something that this Godzilla movie so far does not. I love the Godzilla 2014 movie. I really do. I actually do. It's probably on my top 5. But you know why? Because it's a good movie. There are so many Godzilla movies, but how many of them are good? You have the original Godzilla. Godzilla vs. Mothra is pretty good. That's really it for the Showa era. The rest of them are really cheesy. You can barely sit through them. And then you also have the Heisei series. 84 is good. Biollante is good. Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla 2. And Destroya is really good. And for Millennium series, I also thought Godzilla 2000 was pretty good as a movie, and then GMK. As much as I love Final Wars, I don't think it's a really, really great movie. And that is what I'm trying to get across. I mean, really, think about it. I am not looking at this movie as, oh, it's a Japanese movie. No, like, if you look at an M. Night Shyamalan movie, oh, it's an M. Night Shyamalan movie, it's alright, it's supposed to be crappy. No, you look at it as its own movie, as a movie standard. And that's another thing. People say, oh, I set the bar as Godzilla 2014. I don't set the bar as that. That's an example. You should do that because that set a whole new level of Godzilla movies. You should try to achieve that as a good movie. And I don't know if this movie's going to be good. I don't know if it's going to be bad, but from what I've seen, I'm not liking it so far. Now, though, back on to what they were saying. The whole points they were making is that I said a big controversial thing, apparently. I said, oh, why don't they just get someone from Hollywood? And they were saying, oh, you can't do that. Japanese and American, their cultures are completely different. That is some bullshit right there. So let's say this, for example. A Japanese company, doesn't have to be Godzilla, a Japanese studios company is making a movie, and they want their special effects work to be really good, so they talk to someone in Hollywood. And when they're talking, the people in Hollywood go, oh no, even though you're going to pay me, I'm not going to do the services I'm supposed to do. No, our cultures are completely different. That is exactly what they're saying, and if they deny it, look it up. It's true. Look in the comments section. It's all true. That's like saying, let's say I own a fast food franchise, right? Let's say McDonald's. I own McDonald's, let's say, and someone in Japan says, oh, we want to buy parts of your franchise so we can have McDonald's here, right? But then McDonald's, think about it. I go, no, two different cultures. McDonald's is one of the most American things, the most American thing. It is the most American culture thing ever. And look at how many McDonald's there are in Japan. Just think about what you say before you say it. That's the problem with these people. They don't. And they say, oh, you don't know the film industry. I do. Apparently you don't, because ask them all the time. But why does America appeal to China, let's say? Because China... the film industry is like its own culture. Everybody understands money. Everybody understands what they need to do. It's simple. Just ask somebody. I know about it, and I asked someone who actually does work in the film industry business. So just ask someone like that, and they'll tell you the same. All right, now this gets us into our next topic, and it's basically the same. But outsourcing, I said they need to outsource themselves, get someone from Hollywood, and I brought up Andy Serkis. Now, I'm not saying to get Andy Serkis. I used it as an example. If you guys don't believe me, go check. I was using him as an example because he's someone who has built up a reputation for mocap work. Someone who builds themselves up a reputation for, let's say, special effects work, and they're cheap. Toho can hire them. But then they say, oh, Toho can't afford that. Well, let's say they can't. They probably can't. You're right, But what does that mean? You invest into it. You put money into it, hoping it comes back. And I'll tell you how they can make a lot of money. They'll put money into it. So I guarantee they haven't spent over 90 million to 100 million on this film. I guarantee it. Let's say this though. Let's say they do get someone from Hollywood, they do the special effects work, and it looks pretty good. It looks almost like Godzilla 2014, right? Well, here's the thing about this. What do Americans love? They love CGI, right? But what do Americans not like? And it's proven evident. Americans do not favor the Japanese culture. That's where the cultures come in, the tokusatsu. Tokusatsu, though, is still big over there from what I know. Ultraman, I think, is still big over there. So they like our stuff, but we don't like their stuff. So what does that mean? They have to add CGI, right? If they get someone from Hollywood, it looks good, then what does that mean? Japan themselves, they'll make the same money they would make if they released the film right now with the suits, let's say. But then they could also release it overseas, because as of right now, it is not being released in America. It is only being released in Japan, not worldwide at all. So what does that mean? They're only going to make money from Japan. And no matter what you do, Japan is still going to do successfully. It's still going to be successful over there. But if you release it in America with the way it looks, if you got someone from Hollywood, they would make more money on it. You know why? Because just 2 years ago, a Godzilla movie came out, and a lot of Godzilla fans resulted from that. A new Godzilla fans, because never before, when I walked into, let's say, a Walmart or a Target, I never found a Godzilla toy. But now I can if I just go down the aisles. That's how it works. So if you put more money into it, more people will see it, because you appeal to a wider demographic. That is how the film industry works. You appeal to vast majorities of graphics, whether it be men, women, between the ages of 18 to 25, 35. That's just how it works. Wider demographics. Now I'm going to leave you guys with this. I want everybody watching this video right now, myself included, to grow up and realize something. Right now, we have two companies making Godzilla. We have Legendary and we have Toho. And I want everybody to also stop, just be happy we're getting a Godzilla movie. Well, what if it's complete shit? Are we supposed to accept that? No, we're not going to accept that. Would you guys rather see Toho die off making Godzilla movies with a guy in a rubber suit, or would you rather see them evolve, live on, and continue to make new movies with modern technology? Because that's what's going to happen. Eventually, they will just be left behind in the entertainment world, because that's how the film industry works. Technology just constantly improves. It just keeps getting better and better, and eventually they will just be left behind. Everybody will forget about them. And then all you Toho fanboys and all you Legendary haters will be left with nothing but the Legendary series. But anyway, guys, that's basically all I wanted to say, though. Thank you guys so much for watching, though. Please rate, comment, and subscribe. Give it a big thumbs up, enjoy this video. Also, guys, just dislike it. I'm sure you guys already have who are going to dislike it. So, you know, that's your opinion, though. But you know what? That's your opinion. This is my community. You guys can share your opinions, whether it's negative, whether it's positive, whether it's realistic. Just share your opinions. I don't care. But yeah, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm GODZILLA 54, as always, out.